Diddy is accused of 6 new victims. One happened to be a 16-year-old male, and another one is a high school female freshman. Before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is only the opinions of mine and others. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is allegedly. Salute to the chat. Salute Nola, Eartha, Precious Jones, Suntan. I'm glad that you was able to make this early demonstration, Suntan. I am under the weather, so bear with me, everyone. My allergies are kicking in. Now, when will it end? When will it end? Salute Perk. Salute Perk. Sean Diddy Combs accused of sexual assault in 6 new lawsuits, including one case involving alleged teenage victim. Salute 80s, baby. Salute 80s, baby. All right. Let's see what we have here. Once again, please forgive me, but my allergy is acting up. So I'm going to do the best that I can. CNN, at least half a dozen new lawsuits were filed Monday against musician and producer Sean Combs, accusing him of sexual assault against men, women, and a 16-year-old boy. The suits were all filed anonymously by John Doe and Jane Doe, plaintiffs in federal court in the Southern District of New York. The lawsuits range in allegations that in some instances include rape, sexual assault, and the drugging of drinks. At least 2 of the alleged assaults took place at Combs' white parties between 1998 and 2006. All 6 plaintiffs are seeking compensatory and punitive damages. Salute positive vibes. Anybody know why the ones that are filing, the suits were filed anonymously by John Doe and Jane Doe, plaintiffs in federal court? Eartha says, that's why you was late, Shank. Perp says, and people around here talking about free Diddy. Well, I'll be damned. I might as well tell you who I am. You right, Perp? I mean, listen, y'all. Listen, I do believe some of it is a money grab opportunity. However, for the most part, I do believe that most of these allegations against Baby Oil Man are true. That's just my opinion. It says the latest lawsuits are part of an expected wave of litigation against Combs by Houston-based attorney Tony Busby and co-counsel Andrew Van Arsdale, who previously said they were representing at least 120 alleged victims of Combs, including minors. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts, their legal defenses, and the integrity of the judicial process. Combs' attorneys told CNN in a statement in court the truth will prevail, that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. Now, here we go again with no accountability. Let's go back to before the Cassie video got leaked out. Baby Oil Man and his attorney were sticking to their guns that he didn't do anything wrong. So here we have it again. Now you have at least 120 alleged victims. And out of the 120, Baby Oil Man is not taking responsibility or accountability for none of it. Perp says they keep trying to hide stuff and won't admit to nothing. They won't admit to anything. I mean, for me, the best thing for me, honestly, just say, look, no comments right now. Look, anything that we say can hurt Baby Oil Man in the court of law. So at this time, we are not releasing any statements. So it makes me wonder. It makes me question his attorneys. And these are supposed to be some high-profile attorneys. So it makes me question them. I mean, common sense. Common sense. Salute, Pretty Problem Niche. I see you. Appreciate you for pulling up. Just don't say nothing. That's the first thing that we learn coming up. That's the first thing we learn even in our house, even before we get off the porch. The first thing we learn is keep your mouth shut. Eartha says, and he's not going to admit it. He's not going to admit anything. But keep your mouth shut. The least that they know, that's the least that you have to worry about. Mr. Combs is currently in federal custody as he awaits trial for his indictment in the Southern District of New York on counts of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty. Now, the transportation to engage in prostitution, that's not a major offense. That's not a major crime. He just transported someone to engage in prostitution. But then again, if they could tie that in the conspiracy to sex trafficking, then even that becomes a major crime. Prior to Monday, Combs was already facing multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of a range of sexual misconduct and other illegal activity. He has previously denied those allegations. Alleged incidents at white parties. So now we're getting ready to go into some of these alleged incidents that happen at these white parties. One thing about it, when you got money, one thing about it, when you get money, you have to be very, very cautious. You have to be very, very careful when you have money, because small situations can turn into big situations. You don't know who you can trust. You don't know who's around you. You don't know who's trying to grab a money bag off of you. So you got to be real careful when you got money. Okay, and one claim, now this is alleged incidents that took place at these white parties. In one claim, Combs is alleged to have assaulted a 16-year-old male at a white party in the Hamptons in 1998. The claim states that Combs instructed John Doe to drop his pants and expose himself, explaining it was a rite of passage in the route to becoming a star, and also as a way to prove himself. Pretty Problem Niche says, Justin, with a question mark, do y'all think this could have been Justin? Eartha says, more money, more problems, right? And I guess that's what they mean. Or either Usher. So Nisha wants to know, could it be Justin Bieber or could it be Usher? But this accuser said he eventually recognized Combs sexually assaulted him by and through his power and influence over John Doe because he knew John Doe wanted to become a star. Things that people would do to become a star, especially when you're young. Now, it might be a different story when you get older, but when you're young, and then sometimes you could put yourself in certain predicaments or certain situations like this. And that's why, as parents, we got to be careful who we send our children off to. As parents, we got to watch who comes in contact with our children. Everybody don't mean our children any good. Doe states in his complaint that he left the party. Let me backtrack. He knew John Doe wanted to be, okay. Here's a second John Doe filed a lawsuit against Combs alleging he was assaulted while working as security at a white party thrown by Combs in 2006. Doe alleges Combs gave him 2 alcoholic drinks laced with drugs before he was forced inside a van and sexually assaulted by Combs. Doe states in his complaint that he left the party and told his boss what happened. Pretty Problem Niche says Bow Wow did an interview and said his mom just gave him to Snoop at 6. She just gave me to him and said, I heard the pain. Salute, Tammy. That's another kid that was given to these adults. Bow Wow, at 6 years old, was given to Snoop. I fault the parents. When it comes to these children, I fault the parents. You were so quick to get a come up off of your child, you didn't think for one second the atmosphere that you was putting your child in. You can't even leave your children around church folks. You can't even leave your children around your family members. So how is it that you could leave your 6-year-old son around Snoop? You know Snoop's history. Now, this was years ago. You know Snoop's history. Listen to his lyrics. Listen to the lyrics in Snoop songs. Snoop was on trial for a homicide. Snoop was a known gang member or gang affiliated. But you left your child at 6 years old. You sent your child to be with Snoop in hopes of a record contract. It gets sicker, y'all. Alleged assault at Macy's. In the third lawsuit against Combs, his businesses in the retailer Macy's, a John Doe claims he was hit and sexually assaulted when he ran into Combs and his two bodyguards inside the stock room of the chain's flagship department store in New York in 2018. Combs approached plaintiff while plaintiff was still on his hands and knees, according to the lawsuit, when Combs forced him to perform oral sex. Now, this is not the same incident that Jaguar Wright spoke on about Christopher Williams in P. Diddy's office, but it's a paper trail. We see a paper trail. After he was finished, Combs threw plaintiff's head aside and said words to the effect of "shut up" or "I'll KILLU," according to the lawsuit. Doe said he reported the alleged assault to Macy's security, who he alleges did not investigate. 3 weeks after the alleged assault, Doe claims Macy's pressured executives to fire him because the retailer signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Sean John Clothing. Perp says the men's drinks was to the left. That security spiked before the crowd came. Those parents sold their souls and the kids' souls to the devil for fame and fortune, etc. I agree with you. Now, this happens all the time, y'all. Now, the John Doe reported it. He reported it. The alleged assault to Macy's security, who he alleges did not investigate. This happens all the time. And this just doesn't only happen in the music industry. This happens in our everyday lives. Whether it's on the job, most of the times it happens on our 9-to-5 jobs. We report something to the supervisor about another coworker. That supervisor, 9 times out of 10, don't like you. That supervisor, 9 times out of 10, likes the coworker that you reported. That supervisor doesn't do anything about the situation. You go over the supervisor's heads, you go to administration, you go to HR. HR likes the coworker that you reported. HR or the administration likes the supervisor that you reported. HR and the administration don't like you. So what happens to that complaint? That complaint falls on deaf ears. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that something happened. See, that's why I'm glad that the feds are coming after everybody that was involved. I'm glad that the feds is coming after everybody that benefited off of this. I'm glad that the feds are coming after everybody that stood around and watched. I'm glad that the feds is coming after everybody that allowed Baby Oil Man to get away with these things. And then you still, as Perp says, you still have today many people talking about free Diddy. I don't think so. I believe Diddy is where he belongs. We're going to move on to 2 allegations of the R word. And these are 2 allegations. In another complaint, a 19-year-old college student identified as Jane Doe said she and a female friend were invited to a photo shoot in an exclusive after party at Combs Hotel in 2004. According to the complaint, Combs became more aggressive and ordered Miss Doe's friend to perform oral sex on him, or else he would have them both killed. Another female plaintiff alleges that after meeting Combs at a music video after party in 1995, he unexpectedly began kissing her. Feeling uncomfortable and confused, plaintiff asked him to slow down, believing they were there to talk. The suit states, instead, Combs advanced aggressively. When Jane Doe attempted to pull away, Combs violently struck her, slamming her head against the wall and causing her to fall to the floor and RAPED'd her, according to the suit. Wow. Wow. Y'all still say free P. Diddy? Alleged sexual assault by Combs and at least 2 other men. Right, Sam? Right, Tammy? Sad and sick. One of the complaints from a John Doe states that in 2021, he attended a party at Combs' residence in New York, where he was served and consumed one alcoholic beverage. The effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. The complaint states, Doe states he became disoriented and attempted to remove himself from the situation. He next remembered being in a bedroom, and despite being vaguely aware of his surroundings, he could not move, speak, or fight back. Plaintiff was paralyzed, feeling as if he was trapped in his own body. The complaint states he distantly recalls seeing Combs above him, naked, at one point during the assault. During this time, plaintiff was sodomized by at least 3 men, according to the complaint. Salute, Tommy. Tommy says, bro, I just don't know what I can believe and what I cannot believe. Tammy says, I don't say free his sick, trifling butt. Tommy says, bro, these accusations are serious. They are very serious. And I will say this. If any of these accusations comes out to be false, I feel as though everyone that made these false accusations against Baby Oil Man should be charged. And I feel like whatever the maximum penalty is, I feel like they should be given the maximum penalty. Excuse me, y'all. My allergies. Mary J. Blige says she was afraid of success, but Diddy helped her to be ambitious in her career. Yes, these are some serious allegations. Now, we know that according to Danny Boy, if you all remember, Danny Boy came out and stated that he had sexual relations with Mary J. Blige when he was 15 or 16 years old. 80s Baby says if he found guilty of all these charges, he needs life in prison without parole. Suntan says he deserves everything he getting. true definition of his word, B-A-ness. Tammy says, dang, I love Mary J. Well, drugs are a MFer, and that's so true. A lot of them were on drugs. And unfortunately, this is what happens to anyone that gets on drugs. Tommy said it in a demonstration. Most people that get addicted to drugs, most people on drugs, they wind up going to jail at least one time. Most people. Most people that get on drugs wind up going to jail. I myself used to get high, and I do know the effects of being under the influence of alcohol, the effects of being under the influence of any drugs will make your mind wander. Unfortunately, for some of us, like myself, it didn't make my mind wander off into doing these kind of things. Because my opinion on this, you know right from wrong. Money cannot make you do anything that you don't want to do. Salute, Londa. Salute, Londa. Drugs can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. Tammy says, I keep telling y'all, this is going to be another Epstein episode. And it looks to be that way. You know what? I'm not even going to bring Mary J. Blige into this. I'm not even going to bring her into this. But she was one of the celebrities that did have P. Diddy's back. But I'm not even going to bring her into this. Because right now, she don't have anything to do with Baby Oil Man's issues. Sean Combs' lavish white parties marked the peak of his culture influence. There was a time when one of the hottest summer tickets belonged to anyone who was able to score an invite to party with Sean Diddy Combs. These days, people aren't rushing to be associated with the now disgraced and detained businessman and producer. Combs faces up to life in prison if convicted for his indictment in the Southern District of New York on counts of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty. The case has put a spotlight on the lifestyle Combs once lived. The allegedly included freak-offs. Combs named for elaborate sex performances in which, according to the indictment, he is accused of drugging and coercing victims into performing extended sex acts with male sex workers beginning around 2009. My thing is this, y'all, and I'm sure we all agree to this. We don't have a problem with the freak-offs. We don't have the problem with the freak-offs. We don't have the problem with men being with other men in these freak-offs. No, we don't have a problem with females attending these freak-offs. Hey, it's some freaky people out here. We just have a problem with the forcing these men to have sexual relations with other men. We just have a problem with men forcing women to have these sexual relations. We have a problem with these men and women forcing these minors. That's the problems that we have. The indictment has sparked conversation about the contrast between Combs' culture influence at its peak, like the massive white parties he hosted from 1998 to 2009, and his alleged behavior behind closed doors in the years that followed. And see, Baby Oil's man influence reached a long way. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Baby Oil man's influence reached a long way. And this is, I believe, why so many people were willing to sell their souls. Modern day Gatsby, Combs reportedly started hosting the annual parties in 1998 to mark his presence in the exclusive Hamptons community of New York. His dream was to integrate his hip-hop lifestyle with the East Coast elite and strip away everyone's image and put us all in the same color and on the same level. Combs told Oprah Winfrey in a 2006 interview, "I had the craziest mix. Some of my boys from Harlem, Leonardo DiCaprio," so we know Leonardo was at those white parties after he just finished the hit 1997 film Titanic. Combs said, "I had socialties there and relatives from down south. There were 200 people sitting out here just having a down home cookout. Not everyone in the enclave was on board with the idea. The people in the Hamptons thought the first party was the end of the world." Stephen Gaines, author of Philistines at the Hedgerow, Passion and Property in the Hamptons, told The Hollywood Reporter in 2018. They were afraid of a noisy showbiz crowd and thought it was going to be an invasion, and it turned out not to be. Now, we definitely know Leonardo DiCaprio were at those parties. Tammy says, "There you go, Shank, with the Baby Oil man." Many of us wondered, well, who all is on the tapes? Who you think was on the tape? Who you think was on the tape? Well, I can tell y'all one thing. Shank Rock definitely wasn't on them tapes. You can count that. I wasn't at none of the white parties. But according to Baby Oil Man, Leonardo was there. Now that's just a peep of the white parties. Now this looks like, y'all tell me right now, let me zoom into this individual right here. Positive Vibe says it started off a party. When did it turn out to be the Freakars? Look at this one right here. Don't this one right here with the white Kango on? Don't he look underage? What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts of this young man right here with the white Kango on? Wow. Could that be a possible minor? He look every bit of 15 or 16. Right, positive. They both look young. But my man with these shades on, I can't see his whole face. What are y'all thoughts? Londa says yes. Suntan says heck yeah. Look, y'all. Wow. Wow. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and get my likes up. Wow. Tam says yes. You can't make this up. There you go, right there. Wow. 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 And remember, Usher said when he was young, Baby Oil Man had him out at the clubs. A general view of atmosphere at the white party hosted by Baby Oil Man and Ashton Kutcher to help raise awareness for malaria no more in 2009 in Beverly Hills, California. So we see a glance of a white party. For his part, Combs clearly envisioned himself as a modern-day Jay Gatsby, the fictional character of F. Scott Fitzgerald's 1925 novel, The Great Gatsby, a millionaire who lived in Long Island and was ironically portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio in the 2013 film adaptation. Have I read The Great Gatsby? Combs told The Independent in 2001. I am the Great Gatsby. Angie, salute. Angie says, both of those boys look young to me. Granted, it's a bit harder to see the one with the sunglasses, but he looks to be also. They both look young. Let me show you all again. My man with the white Kango on, he's definitely underage. Shorty right there, he's definitely underage. Now, when you look at my man with the shades on, he looks to be young too. For sure, Angie. But my man, come on, y'all. You can't make this up. It's right there. What were these underage kids doing at a Baby Oil Man's white party? They had no business being there. They had no business being there. Wow. Wow. We're going to come back to the picture, y'all. We're going to come back. But Baby Oil Man says that I am the Great Gatsby. Marty says Kamala Harris was at Diddy's parties. I do believe so. All right. It doesn't seem to bother Combs that Gatsby's life ended in shattered dreams. His well-heeled friends exposed a fickle and insincere, the publication noted at the time. Angie says, it's sad. It's so sad all these people knew, and who knows how many young boys especially have been traumatized. It's so sad. And that's facts, Angie. That's facts. Tommy says, Shank Rock, and that same picture is older people there too. So they could be people's sons. Remember, it was two white parties, different ones. Suntan says, I saw some pics that she may very well have been there. Angie says, it was supposed to be adults only though, I believe. Elite says Trump for prison 2024. So let's move on. Now, Iconic, it says the stories were popular from the beginning, drawing entertainment talent and titans of industries. The initial guest list reportedly maxed out at 1,000 people, all whom were required to dress fully in white, according to THR. Having an entire party all dressed in white was a stunning sight. Domestic Diane Martha Stewart, I hope I pronounced that word right. Don't charge it to my brain, charge it to the game. I'm known to mess up some words, but I apologize. Having an entire party all dressed in white was a stunning sight. This domestic Martha Stewart, a guest at Combs' first party, told THR in 2018. Socially and businesswoman Paris Hilton described the initial event as iconic and everyone was there. Now, according to Paris Hilton, everyone was there. I'll let you all decide on who exactly that included. Here's another picture. It says CNN has reached out to representatives for Stewart and Hilton for comment. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. Paris Hilton during Sean Diddy Combs' white party inside at Nikki Beach in St. Tropez, France. Stuart Morton, Wire Image, Getty Images. So Paris Hilton was there. And according to her, everyone was there. Elite says Trump was friends with Diddy and Epstein. Trump even had his own child beauty pageant where he'd fly kids from Russia to America and then rent the kids out for cocktail parties for his friends. Wow. Drop a one if y'all believe Trump was at P. Diddy's white parties. Drop a one. Tammy says, yes, that is somebody's baby. Elite says it's all the rich, all our politicians. Angie says Trump never went to Epstein Island or Diddy parties. I have a quick announcement and then I will finish out the demonstration. We are trying to reach our $100 a week quota over here on the platform. We are trying to reach our $100 a week quota over here at the Rock Squad platform. If you would like to make a small donation to help us reach our $100 quota for this week, the Cash App is $ERICMCINT. Appreciate any of you all support. So let's move on. It says the parties branched out from Labor Day events to 4th of July celebrations and changed locations to include Los Angeles and St. Tropez. Combs used some of the parties as fundraisers for various causes he supported, illustrating his social influence at the time. I don't see anything wrong with the fundraising and things of that nature. It's the freak off parties that included these minors and men and women that were forced to participate in these freak offs. Appreciate that cash donation, Tommy, from Still Swinging Podcast. I appreciate that cash donation, Tommy, from Still Swinging Podcast. It says the party seemed to get bigger and bigger as corporate sponsors hopped on board and Combs used it to launch colognes, vodka, and even, y'all know I ain't even going to try to pronounce this word. I'm just going to spell it. PHILANTHROPIC efforts. GQ reported in 2016. The last official white party on record in 2009 took place in Los Angeles. The publications reported, but at its heart, Puff Daddy's white party was the backyard barbecue to end all backyard barbecues, capturing a slice of pop culture that's hard to believe mingled together today. Photos from over the years show cross-generational guests in attendance. We're going to keep on having fun. What I would like to do, and y'all let me know, do you think that the reason why Baby Oil Man has been indicted, Baby Oil Man has been arrested and charged, do y'all feel as though it could have something to do with his deal with Ciroc, with his deal with Diageo? Drop a 1 if y'all believe that that is the reason why. Do y'all think that it's because of the deal? Drop a 2 if y'all think it has nothing to do with it. What are y'all thoughts? For me, I don't know. For me, I don't know. Angie says definitely. Pixie Dust dropped the 1. Elix said if they release the list, chaos. Yes. Elix says the thing is a lot of politicians are on it left and right. So that's why Baby Oil Man is locked up? Londa and Angie dropped the 1. Angie says, I think part of it for sure. 80s Baby says he sued them. He pissed the wrong people off. This is Khloe Kardashian at a Combs white party in 2009. So 2009, Khloe attended a Baby Oil Man's white party. A clip from a 1999 interview with Entertainment Tonight in which Combs talked about his white parties resurfaced on social media this week. They don't want me to throw the parties no more, Combs said. But we ain't going to stop. We're going to keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. What are y'all thoughts? He even makes a prediction. Could it be that the allegations against PDiddy are false? He even makes a prediction. You're going to hear about my parties, Combs said. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. What are y'all thoughts? He predicted it. He predicted it. You're going to hear about my parties. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? He predicted it. He predicted it. Pixie Dust says he shouldn't have drugged people and take advantage of them. Suntan says, nah, he knew what he was doing. Sean Diddy Combs settles legal dispute with liquor company Diageo over alleged racism. So according to PDiddy, it was some racism going on with the company. Appreciate that super sticker, Sagas. Appreciate that super sticker, Sagas. Appreciate the super sticker. That goes to the $100 a week quota. Appreciate that. It's okay, Pixie Dust. Salute and hate. Appreciate that. Appreciate the donations from Tommy from Still Swinging Podcast and Sagas to help us reach our $100 a week quota. We have to pay fees over here to keep the platform running. StreamYard, which is a app that I use to host my demonstrations, StreamYard has went up on their fees. Also, it costs, electricity to run the platform. And then not only that, we're in the process of upgrading the platform to be able to compete with larger platforms. So if anyone is wondering what is the $100 a week, what is it going to? It's going towards upgrading the platform, and also is going to keeping the lights on so we can run the platform and bring y'all this good content. Diddy and Usher has arrived down there in the chat. Moderators and the rest of you all, please give Usher and Diddy a warm welcome. Appreciate you, Usher, and appreciate you, Diddy, for pulling up. Now, in June 2023, the rapper filed a complaint alleging the AGO classified Ciroc and DeLeon as black brands that should only be marketed to urban consumers. Appreciate the super sticker, Nola. Appreciate the super sticker, Nola, to go towards the $100 a week quota. Appreciate the super sticker. All right. It says about 7 months after Sean Diddy Combs sued liquor company Diageo, alleging both racial discrimination and failure to promote the brands Ciroc and DeLeon. Both parties have agreed to settle the lawsuit. On Tuesday, Combs and Diageo announced the settlement in a joint statement obtained by People, writing that the music mogul and the company have now agreed to resolve all disputes between them. Mr. Combs has withdrawn all of his allegations about Diageo and will voluntarily dismiss his lawsuits against Diageo with prejudice, continued the company's statement. Diageo and Mr. Combs have no ongoing business relationship either with respect to Ciroc, vodka, or De Leon tequila, which Diageo now solely owns. Wow. So according to Baby Oil Man, they were failing to promote his brand. And I believe, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he sent some of his people down to Mexico to just, check and make sure they were promoting him. I believe when there's people, and I believe P. Diddy went down to Mexico also, but I know it came to find out that they wasn't promoting the brands down there in Mexico. I will take a few comments from the chat, and then I'll let you all get out of here. I will take some comments from the chat. Salute, Melanated Queen. Appreciate you for hitting the like button. Appreciate you for your support, Melanated Queen. Appreciate the compliment as well. Is P. Diddy in the situation that he's in because of his lawsuit? He looks sharp on this picture now. I gotta give him credit. He looks sharp. Yeah, he looks sharp on this picture. If no one has any questions or comments, I'll see everybody back this evening at 5 p.m. The demonstration for 5 p.m. is called "I Told Y'all That Presidents Can Do Things for Black People." Make sure y'all pull up at 5 p.m. for that demonstration. Also, I'm not sure of the time, but we will be going live on the Still Swinging podcast. Make sure y'all check my community wall and make sure y'all subscribe to the Still Swinging podcast. We will be going live sometime today on the Still Swinging podcast. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate you all for supporting the channel. I appreciate you all donations, the cash donations, the super stickers, and the super chats to help us reach our $100 a day quota. I appreciate you all for just pulling up and sharing your opinions with me. Tammy says 1111 in a trafficker Trump, that is. Salute everybody, and I'll see y'all back at 5 p.m. Let me take this one more comment, and then we're going to get out of here. Pixie Durst says, I think so. Diddy stopped promoting except for his parties, then called them racist while making $16 million a year. Appreciate that comment. Salute everybody, and I'll see y'all back at 5 p.m. And also, I'll see y'all on the Still Swinging podcast. Salute everybody.